Hi guys, welcome back again to our channel. In today's video, we'll be covering the very important topic for anyone looking to adjust their immigration status in the United States. What we can learn from this video is we'll be able to discuss what are the eligibility requirements in applying for a green card, why you need to get married within 90 days upon arrival to the United States, how much is the filing fees for each form, how and where to download your Form I-485, including the other supporting documents such as the work permit and the travel document. Also be discussing the requirements and other supporting documents to include for your I-864 or your affidavit of support. Also talk about how to assemble your AOS packet and where to send your application to the correct direct filing addresses. Just a disclaimer, I am not an immigration expert. All information in this video is for general informational purposes only, and it is not intended as professional advice. Please consult a qualified professional. I understand it's been a long process bringing your fiancé to the United States, from the time we sent our application to attending our visa application at the U.S. Consular abroad, and up to the time that we get inspected at the port of entry, and then you guys get married, and now you will be in the process of filing your adjustment of status while in the United States to be able to apply for your green card. Before we start, let us talk about the eligibility requirements in applying for a green card. Number one, you get inspected at the port of entry. Then you get married within 90 days upon your arrival to the United States with your petitioner. Then you must apply for your adjustment of status while still in the United States and not leave the country. During the process, unless specifically authorized, you are eligible to apply for an immigrant visa. Non-applicable bars to adjust your status apply to you. These are just one of the eligibility requirements for green card application. If you know more about information, visit uscis.gov. Now, what happens if you do not get married on a K-1 visa? So I know some cases are like that. If you do not marry your U.S. citizen petitioner within 90 days upon your arrival to the United States, you generally cannot apply for a green card based on any other green card eligibility category. But there are limited exemptions, so for more information, you can visit www.uscis.gov. This is how we assemble our AOS packet. So we used brown envelopes and we have 4 of them. So the first one is we include the documentation for our Form I-485, followed by the documentation of the next envelope for the Form I-765 or your application for work permit. And then the third envelope would be your documentation for your Form I-131 or your application for travel document or advance parole. And then on the fourth envelope, guys, we use that to separate the documentation for the Form I-864 or our affidavit of support. Keep your documents and your folders, envelopes highly organized, okay? Alright, so now let us go ahead and proceed to the discussion of the Form I-485, the application to register for permanent residence or adjustment status and its supporting documentation. Now, let us start by discussing the checklist of requirements that we compiled for our Form I-485. Number 1 requirement is a duly accomplished Form I-485 or your application to register permanent residence or adjustment of status. You should fill out this form correctly and signed correctly as well with the date. You can download the latest version of this form by going through the official website uscis.gov. The next requirement is to download Form G-1450 or authorization for credit card transaction. Guys, this is the form you will need to use if you are planning to pay the filing fee using a credit card. But if you're planning to pay with a check, the filing fee for the Form I-485 is now $1,440, and you will be able to see on the screen how you are going to write a check addressed to the USCIS for your payment. The next requirement that I included is the Form G-1145 or your e-notification of application for your petition acceptance. Use this form to request an electronic notification with USCIS once they receive your immigration application. So they will basically send you a text message with your receipt number. This is now, we include a cover letter for your Form I-485. This is the template that we use, guys. If you want to take a screenshot of the template, you can do that. Or you can comment down below if you want a copy of this form or a template of the cover letter so we may be able to give it to you, okay? The next form that we include is a copy of the Form I-94. This is your arrival departure record by the U.S. Customs Border Protection. I have a separate video tutorial on how you can download your Form I-94. Please check it out in one of my videos. Another document that we included in our AOS packet is a copy of Form I-797. This is your NOAA. Next, don't forget to include 2 pieces of your 2x2 colored passport style photograph by the beneficiary. You have to write your name at the back and your alien number. Next is we include the certified true copy of our marriage certificate. We also included my petitioner's passport bio page copy as a proof of citizenship. Another document that we included in our green card application is a copy of my birth certificate or the PSA copy of my birth certificate from the Philippines. Next is we included a copy of my passport bio page. This is my Philippine passport bio page copy. So guys, don't forget to copy or include a copy of your K1 visa page. Next is we included a copy of the valid vaccination documentation worksheet from abroad. Since I am from the Philippines, this is the documentation or vaccination report from St. Luke's or from SLEC, Manila. You have to include a copy of this one. Attention please, if you are adjusting status other than the K1 visa, USCIS announced that effective December 2nd of 2024, it will require I-485 adjustment of status applications to be submitted with a required medical examination, or this is the sealed medical report or the Form I-693. Civil surgeon, guys, will provide you with a signed, completed, and sealed report of immigration medical examination and vaccination record, and you will include this, guys, when you submit your AOS application. Just a reminder that any Form I-693 or any medical record that was completed on or after November 1st, 2023, this is still valid and it does not expire. Another important announcement from USCIS, guys, that the COVID vaccine is no longer required for the adjustment of status. USCIS will not deny your application if you failed to comply with any COVID-19 vaccination, okay? And then we also included photos from our wedding or any type of photos with your friends and families that you can include also in your AOS packet. We also included other supporting documentation of our life together, so you may use or include a copy of your joint filing of your tax returns, joint assets or liabilities with your names, joint bank accounts, health insurance, utility bills, car insurance under your both names, or any life insurance that you can provide. And the important form is the Form I-864 or your affidavit of support along with other supporting documents. This will basically provide that your petitioner will sign and to prove that he can support you financially in the U.S. So along with the other documentations that we provide are the duly accomplished form signed by my petitioner, a copy of the most recent forms of IRS tax transcript. Guys, we sent in the last 3 years. So if you're filing for 2025, 2024, 2023, and 2022 tax IRS report. And then we also include a copy of the recent 3 months pay stubs of the petitioner and a copy of the petitioner's Form 1099-NEC because my petitioner is an independent contractor. So if it applies to you, you can also include that in your AOS packet. Now that we're done with our compilation of requirements for Form I-485, let us now proceed and discuss what are the requirements that we need in compiling for Form I-765 or the application for employment authorization or work permit. Now, applying for your work permit is just optional if you file it together with your green card application. This is only applicable to those who wants to start working while waiting for their green card to be approved. Let us move forward. So these are the following checklist of requirements for Form I-765. These are a separate copy of documents that you will include in a separate folder for your Form I-765 or work permit. Now, the filing fee for Form I-765 is $260 if you filed it together with your green card application. So this is how you write a check. For more information, you can visit the USCIS.gov. Next is to include in your compilation for your work permit is a copy of the duly accomplished Form 765 completed, and make sure that you input the correct information. Make sure also guys that you download the latest version by visiting the website www.uscis.gov. We also included a Form G-1145. This is an e-notification of application. Once the USCIS receive your application, they will be able to send you a text message with a receipt number. We also included 2 pieces of 2x2 passport size photo of the beneficiary. You can write your name at the back of each picture with your alien number. You can also include a petitioner's U.S. passport bio page photo or bio page copy as proof of his citizenship. Other document, we include my passport, my Philippine passport bio page copy, and a copy of the K1 visa page. Another copy of your Form I-94, your arrival departure record by the U.S. Customs Border Protection. Copy of our certificate of marriage. Another copy of your Form I-797 or your NOAA 2 from your I-129F petition. We also included in the work permit packet a copy of the valid vaccination documentation worksheet or the Form DS-3025 from my medical examination abroad from the Philippines. This is the document from SLEC. As a reminder that if you are adjusting status other than the K1 visa, the USCIS announced that effective December 2nd of 2024, they will require all applications for a green card to include your medical examination, completed, signed, and sealed by your civil surgeon. If you guys have completed your I-693 or medical examination on or after November 1st, 2023, please note that your medical does not expire. Please also note guys that COVID-19 vaccination is no longer required for adjustment of status. So USCIS will not deny your green card application if you failed to comply with the COVID-19 vaccination. Now that we're done with our compilation of requirements for Form I-765, let us now proceed to the compilation of requirements for your Form I-131 or your travel document. Filing for your Form I-131 or your application for a travel document is optional. So if you plan on traveling abroad while waiting for your green card, then this is the best to include in your application. Now, let us go over the checklist of requirements for applying for a travel document or Form I-131. First, guys, you will include a payment for your Form I-131, which is $630 if you filed together with your green card. To be able to see how you can write a check, visit the USCIS.gov. A separate brown envelope, you will need to include a Form G-1145 or your e-notification of application for petition acceptance for your Form I-131. As part of the compilation, you have to fill out correctly a Form I-131 using the most recent version of the form. You can download that directly from the official website of USCIS.gov. I include another 2 pieces of my passport photograph. I also included a copy of my petitioner's bio page as proof of citizenship, copy of my Philippine passport bio page, copy of the K1 visa page, And another copy of the Form I-94. This is your arrival or departure record by the U.S. Customs Border Protection. And then we also included a copy of our marriage certificate. We also included another copy of Form I-797 or NOAA 2 from your I-129F petition. Also included another copy of our valid vaccination documentation worksheet or Form DS-3025 that we received from St. Luke's in Manila. Now that we are done compiling all the requirements from the Form I-485 to your work permit, to your travel document, and for the Form I-864, now is the time that we are going to be discussing where are we going to be sending your AOS application and what is the correct filing addresses. Visit the official website of uscis.gov and search for the direct filing addresses for application to register permanent residents, and then you will be able to click a link with the USCIS lockbox facility. Now, if you're filing from the state of Texas, your USCIS lockbox is in Dallas. For USPS, you have a different mailing address, and for FedEx and other courier services, you also be able to see that on the screen and make sure that you write or send your document to the correct mailing address. Now, if you're from the following states, this is your USCIS Elgin lockbox. Please make sure to send and correct your mailing address if you are using USPS versus with the other courier services such as FedEx. However, you will be assigned to the USCIS Phoenix lockbox if you are filing from the following states on the screen. Make sure also to check the correct mailing address if you are using USPS or FedEx. Now, you will be assigned to the USCIS Chicago lockbox if you are from the following states on the screen. So make sure to double check the mailing address depending on the courier or the delivery courier that you will be using. There's a separate PO box for USPS, and there's also another separate PO box or mailing address for other courier services such as FedEx. Now, why it is important to send your application to the correct lockbox facility. So USCIS is continuously making updates to its filing location. So always make confirmation and visit the official website of uscis.gov, because in any time that you send it to the wrong address, it may cause delay in the processing of your application or maybe a rejection to your case. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video made a process clearer for you. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below and I'll try my best to answer them. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe to the channel for more immigration related content. Good luck with your application and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!